killing a loved one.
Yeah. 10 ways to dispose of a dead body if you really need to at 6:25 a.m. I like the idea if you really need to, not if you need to.
I like the idea that it's going to be on BuzzFeed or something.
Yeah, well, probably
10
is.
ways to...
This is 8. I don't see 10 here. The like I said, he should have mixed in sleeper shortstops for fantasy baseball draft, just to kind of Avatar 2 spoilers, just to make it seem like other things on this.
Like he's just a curious weird guy.
Yeah.
Just use DuckDuckGo or Brave browser
or Scroller.
This is basics. Yeah, exactly. This is basic stuff.
Or even just look up
operational security here.
Wednesday or Nope or some horror thing. Make it seem like that's why you're looking into this.
I like the idea he thinks he's gonna get all the answers there too.
It's honestly such a slam dunk for any prosecutors that. I think the case angle here is that he was framed. Like, you guys got to find out who framed him, who snuck into his house, and typed in those Google messages, those Google searches.
At 4:58 a.m.?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know.
Looks like a setup to me.
Maybe Google's behind it.
How about the video of him putting stuff in trash bags, in these things, lifting?
Yeah. How'd they get that?
Yeah.
How'd they set that up?
Or is it him?
I know, but how'd they set it up?
Huh.
How'd they make it look like that was him?
Interesting.
Or how did they convince him to do that?
Interesting.
You're going to be skeptical. I mean, the one thing I know about doing the case, you can't set aside your sense of skepticism.
That's true. I taught you well. Let me see here. There's a Cullennane tweet that made me laugh. I don't know if you saw this or not. I don't follow him. But somebody, absolutely hideous follow on Twitter.
I think I have him muted.
Do you? Good move. So Michael Morrissey, the Norfolk County DA, has his does his announcement about how the thing is going to be today for Walsh. And, Walsh had that smile on his face in court the other day. It was on the cover of the papers and stuff. Cullennane, that absolute slob Brian Walsh, won't have that smirk on his face tomorrow morning. Yeah, fuck you.
He's a pit bull.
Yeah, fuck you, Walsh.
That's a little bit of Gerry in Cullennane, right?
Yeah, I think so.
The Twitter tough guy.
I just picture Walsh in jail. I just need to look at Cullenane's Twitter account. Can you give me 5 minutes with that, please? Guy's like, yeah, sure.
Oh, I don't think you want to see it, buddy.
Well, what could it be? I love it. It's music and hits and make me feel better. All right, Brian, it's yours. Take a look.
The Bill of Rights protects against cruel and unusual punishment here.
I'm just scrolling through it. Okay, that's funny. Yep. Oh, okay, that's a pop culture. Vanderpump. Oh my God. He hates me too?
I'm confessing.
I did it. I did it all. Jesus Christ. What else? What else is going on?
So is the future of the case going to be more like covering situations like this? Or?
No, I don't think so. I think it'll be a bunch of things. I wouldn't we had some sources for the Anna Walsh stuff, right? At some point we could have done a 30-minute thing on that, but I don't know how I feel about that either. I'm not sure. I know it will not be the next season of the case, whether it's Dr. Dan or no, will not be a missing person or a dead person.
Okay.
At the center, or at least that will not be the focus of the investigation for the next full season. I don't think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like the original idea you had about Cullen type personalities. I thought that was an interesting non-crime.
I remember pitching that to Tim Murphy way back in the Entercom days. I wanted to do a series called The Fabulists. Was the name of it.
Yeah.
And one episode was Stephen Glass, one episode was Cullen, one episode was Barnacle, and then other ones that we just find.
Albright.
Bedard, Albright. Well, Albright, of course, is different. He's in the military.
I wouldn't touch that one.
Dave wouldn't let us do
What
that.
a great recovery that guy's made.
Albright?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
But every once in a while, somebody will tag me in a screenshot or something, and someone, throws what we found back in his face, and he's like, "Oh, you're talking about those guys who made up all that shit?"
Right. Everyone's like,
all right, hey, credit to him. He just kind of put his head down and just plowed through it.
Fucking day.
Hey, how many points did the Bills win by?
3.
My God, I never thought of that.
Yeah. By the way, the only reason that was such a big deal is because everyone legitimately thought his heart exploded because of a vaccine. And even the people who are pro-vaccine,
nobody thought.
Even the people who are pro-vaccine, everybody was like, "Oh, here we go."
Talk about the old days of a few laughs. Are you saying something fucking stupid?
That's what people thought. It was kind of hanging over social media.
I know. I saw it on Twitter after. Yeah.
What did you think at first?
Certainly not I just thought, what the fuck happened?
I thought the guy was dead. I wasn't thinking about getting the jab or not.
Well, yeah, everybody thought he was dead, but
you think it has anything to do with COVID? What happened the other night?
No, I don't.
So what are you saying? What are you saying?
Because there's been a lot of professional athletes just suddenly dropping dead.
No,
there's been a lot of young people suddenly dropping dead.
There has not been.
Climate change related deaths.
There has not been. Exactly the same as always.
No.
I've read one side that says one thing, the other side says the other. There's not this epidemic of young kids dropping dead.
There are a lot of very, very healthy professional athletes just suddenly dying.
Like who?
The professional athletes. A lot of them are soccer players. I don't know, like European soccer players. I don't know. I don't watch soccer.
So just European soccer players just dropping dead.
You see about them. It's unusual.
Steve thinks they're flopping.
It's unusual.
He thinks that they're dying. They drop dead. It's unusual. I would say that would be unusual, yes, if a soccer game happened, like 8 guys just suddenly fucking drop dead out of nowhere.
They're unexpected deaths.
What is your theory?
My theory is there's probably something more going on with the vaccine than we know.
Like what?
Because one guy...
Like potential health risks, side effects,
but you don't think that Hamlin has anything to do with that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So but I think that there immediately when it happened on social media, everybody was like, "Oh, was it Pfizer? Was it Moderna?" Well, I mean,
no, your crowd was doing it.
I don't follow the sporty guys like you.
Nor do I. But there
was a lot of people on social media speculating.
No. I think you mispronounced wanting. The extreme right wanted that to be
Hoped,
true.
Yeah.
Praying for that to be the case.
I don't know. I can't read their minds, but I think that there was more speculation is what I saw.
There's no bigger
who have followed along with the health information as it comes out.
You guys criticize the left, which is fine, the transgender community and the dancing queens and all that stuff. The groupthink on the extreme right is just as bad as the extreme left, if not worse.
Yeah, that's fair. I think groupthink is a problem across the board. Of course, Kirk is the only one who doesn't engage in groupthink.
Didn't say that at all. But I am unusual.
Hey, look, both sides are wrong. Okay, both sides.
Yeah, well, that can be true.
Both sides are wrong. Yes,
that can be true.
Can be true.
I mean, you guys are obsessed with transgender stuff right now. Obsessed.
I think that I've
lost millions of dollars over it. I don't give a shit about it. You guys, it's like snapping you guys in half.
I don't think so. I think it's just it's one of the biggest issues that's going on in schools right now. It's a big cultural fight.
In what way?
It's like the about the future of kids. It's about whether or not we're going to have reality-based education.
We're not.
Exactly. So
it's over. Wave the flag. You've lost.
That's one attitude. I mean, you can say both sides suck and everything's shitty.
Oh, being defeatist, you're saying?
Yes.
Yes.
You can be cynical and defeatist. That's one position.
Well, why don't you stop at the main wire, go get your teaching degree, and go fucking teach at a high school somewhere?
I don't need a degree to homeschool my kids.
Oh, but what about the other kids? These poor other kids that you care about?
Well, they can come to the pod. I'm not working in a public school.
Well, why don't you change? I mean, that'd be a great hour-long drama, Mike, or sitcom.
Oh, that would be
incredible.
That would be a better sitcom.
Way better sitcom. Yeah. Way better. Pronouns. Well, I mean, I do understand what you're saying. I do get it, but I just feel like that ship is so sailed now that like I am with you, but I don't think it can be recovered at this point. It's gone. Like
does the media I don't know anyone with kids old enough really.
I mean, my daughter's a teenager. She's a freaking lunatic. She's great, greatest kid on earth, but she's a liberal maniac. And her teachers, that day, I always think of it was still. We had just seen our boy Raymond Mailer that day. We saw Raymond Mailer the day of the insurrection.
We did. I remember I was driving back listening to like a Rogan podcast or something. I had no idea. I was completely oblivious to everything that was going on. You called me. Yeah. Because you were driving down the interstate watching YouTube on your phone. Right. Yeah. It's a little dangerous.
The world is ending.
You were like, are you watching this? And I'm like, watching what? What's going on?
But my argument to that would be, aren't there kids that Kate probably just doesn't hang out with that pretend they're like MAGA kids? You know what I mean? Like,
there's not a lot of that. I will say there's no. So I was going to say that then the next day, because that was 2021, right? January 2021?
Yeah.
So I think it was hybrid at that point. So I think she was home that week and then it's whatever. So she texted me and she's like, Dad, you gotta come downstairs. And I went downstairs and there was her teacher weeping the day after the insurrection, like weeping. There's a guy, like bawling.
Yeah.
She's like, we're just kind of laughing at him, like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, she can't be too far gone.
That's what I wonder about.
She can't be too far gone if she was laughing at that.
But that's what I'm saying is she's a liberal. Right. But she's able to laugh at it. She learned from her dad that, you can be one side, but also, Steve, look at the other side and mock them. Or mock yourself.
That's my point, though, is I bet a lot of kids are more like that than being reported.
But the teachers are nuts. There is no question. We know this, but it's the way it's always been. I was saying this the other day to somebody I went to high school with. I just don't know in 1990, say, right? I don't know, Mr. Mack, my 8th grade social studies teacher. Was he a big liberal? Probably, but I feel like that was not impressed upon us as much. Maybe I'm naive and it was, but I feel like it wasn't.
I don't think it was either.
At all, I don't.
Is that social? Yeah, but
what's wrong with that?
But do we not know that, Mike? Is that the point?
I'm just saying I don't know if any of my teachers I think I'd be able to figure it out now, looking back,
But clearly, they were all your teachers in high school and college were liberal,
right? So, I had Robin DeAngelo, so,
right.
But her I knew,
right? But I'm saying, was my high school humanities teacher a liberal? Yes, I'm sure, but I didn't feel like it was a big. But there was no Trump either,
right?
Like presidents were like,
Trump broke
Bush
people,
and
social
Clinton
media broke people,
centrists, and kind of.
No, I know. My point is. Definitely, some of my teachers were liberal or conservative. Now people are tweeting about it. So,
totally.
I wouldn't have known enough to tweet this person's crazy. You know?
I thought it was you get a better education from a teacher or a professor who intentionally is a little bit mysterious about what they actually believe.
Absolutely.
So they can teach from a conservative perspective or a libertarian perspective.
I agree.
So it seems like when you embrace the outright liberalism, you're basically committing to a shittier education.
I saw this last night. I don't know if you saw the story or not. This hockey player, I forget which team it was. I don't know if you saw this or not.
He dropped dead mysteriously?
No, hockey, not soccer.
Oh, okay.
I just looked on Twitter. Last night there was a soccer game.
Yeah.
Usually it's when they storm the field and they all die during this. 26 players died during the game.
It was a forfeit because one team.
They all dropped dead at the same time. Yeah. They did this jabbing motion with their arms, and then they all just went down. It was
Tell
crazy.
the world my story.
Yeah. I forget the team now. I forget the player, but he's a Russian Orthodox Jew. Does that sound right to you, or no? Does that sound like
Russian Orthodox Jews do exist? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately, as Steve says.
Exactly. Yes. Well, a third of it. They had Pride Night last night for this team in the NHL, and he refused.
Russian Pride?
No. Rainbow Pride, gay pride. Yeah. So he refused to wear the rainbow colors in the pregame and didn't take part in it. And they asked him about it, and he said, look,
was the Flyers Ivan
Provorov or something?
Yeah.
He's like, these are my feelings. This is how I feel about it. I don't really want to get any more into it. And, and then they asked the coach, it's that crazy guy, Tortorella, you know him?
Yeah.
So they asked him about it, and then the reporter was like, did you think about benching him last night? I'm like, benching this guy?
Did you think about religious discrimination?
Yeah.
In the workplace?
And do
what was
I,
the answer?
and he was like, no.
Oh, okay.
Do I agree, with his thought process? No, I personally don't. But can't, dude, his job, he's paid to play hockey. So
I think if it's not putting athletes and actors in positions where
these
you're
are
making
stupid
them
people.
think they need to express their
a hockey
beliefs.
player's a moron. Believe me, I have a good friend. Ryan Whitney's a friend of mine. He's nobody dumber than Whitney.
Right.
Speaking of idiot sports journalists, the one you played, the guy asking questions of Dana White.
Oh my God,
that was so painful,
unbelievable, wild.
But I mean, I guess that's a good strategy for White to deal with those kind of questions. What?
I guess.
What?
Yeah.
What should my punishment be?
You know what though? That story's gone.
Yep.
Gone.
Oh no! I think Robbie's working on it.
That's true. Yeah, he's got a 6-part story coming out. Vince McMahon's story gone. There's something to that now. It's just
Trump paved the way.
Yeah, just let the wind blow, and then you kind of sneak back in.
Do not apologize. Do not. That was Trump's philosophy. After how he did the Elizabeth Warren war whoop in Bangor, and Politico and everybody was doing stories about it.
Did Trump apologize for that?
No, Trump told Howie. He said, "Don't apologize. Whatever you do, don't apologize."
Did Howie? He didn't
I didn't think he was gonna apologize, but that he went in the plane ride back. He explained his philosophy behind don't apologize. Makes it a bigger story.
There you go. When that Market Basket closed in Billerica, was Howie sad? Did that affect potential book shows?
Did the Market Basket close in Billerica?
There's 3 of them. One of them closed. Yeah, great place.
I don't know how many book tours he's done since COVID.
I don't feel like Howie's written a lot of books lately, Steve. I don't know if you noticed that, Mike.
Say in the last 4 years?
Yeah, I'd say since the summer 2019, I feel like he's been, and look, we all have writer's block. I certainly understand that. Has he published a book, say, in the last 4 years?
I'm not familiar. I don't get a lot of time to listen.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one.
No.
Kenny Babylon 6, I don't think has come out yet.
It's too bad.
I don't believe.
Huh. I wonder what happened.
Who's the Kenny everyone, one's now a anti-vax guy, right?
Well, Robert F. Kennedy. Robert F. Kennedy was always an anti-vax guy.
Yeah.
Conservatives made fun of him for a long time. And then he became, a kind of a right-wing hero.
Now they love him.
Work on COVID.
Right,
yeah.
now they love him, yeah.
The vaccine stuff is cut politically very interesting ways.
In what way?
That the people who opposed vaccines before COVID tended to be liberal, crunchy.
Right.
Maybe there were some on the right. But then when the mRNA injections came out, it kind of it became like you had to celebrate vaccines if you were on the left.
Right.
The conservatives kind of took the mantle of vaccine skepticism.
Where are you at? Because very early on in COVID, first of all, you predicted it would be big. You were right. But then you were very COVID cautious at first.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I think
Do you regret that now or no?
for sure. Yeah, no, I think I bought into the propaganda for sure. I think I did my $500 shopping trip at
I remember this
Wegmans because
Yes.
I was like, this is the big one.
Did you get it?
Buy toilet paper.
Did you get it in Mississippi or no?
No,
Have you gotten it?
I did. Yes, I got it in Cleveland.
Oh, okay.
You also got it in. You got tested in Maine, right?
No,
you were locked
I
in Maine for 5 days or something.
Oh,
Yes.
remember that?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It was after one of our shows, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was after the first Sacco show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure I probably had it then. Who even knows?
Yeah. I mean, I lost my sense of smell, my sense of taste, but that was about it.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah. Not bad at all. I'm thankful for Paxlovid and the vaccine because it would have been much more severe if I hadn't had those.
Oh, Christ.
The Secretary of State in Maine got tested positive for COVID, and it's 3 years later, and are we still tweeting out? Like
He's recycling his tweets.
What is the threshold? But I'm just saying, like, what is the threshold of popularity and fame for you to now tweet out that you?
What's the
got
bang for your
COVID?
buck for that? Nobody even cares anymore. Even the
No.
extreme left is like,
No.
oh, whatever. It's over. I know we're on YouTube, but it's over.
It's weird that people are still debating. Like, I'll see things pop up, like trending topics and shit once in a while. Like, Sam Harris was trending this morning, and I looked at why, and it's just people calling him out for his vaccine takes and shit.
What'd he
It's
say?
This is
Just
still
that,
going
basically?
on. It was old. They brought up clips from like August and shit like that, and people were calling
Jesus
him
Christ.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
can it just, I mean, I feel like it's now been 3 years. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually been 3 years.
It
now.
is weird that we reacted to something for like a year and a half, and then we're like, oh, it's not that big a deal anymore. And
But
It almost
nothing changed, we just went back
but
to
to be
normal.
fair to us, like by like the end of 2020, we were not acting like that here.
oh no, so specifically,
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it.
I mean, we were chasing meth heads around South Carolina.
Good point, but I think we were never. Well, for insurance purposes, we couldn't go in their homes.
That one home.
Yes, that was
Big trailers.
That was a great
If
move.
it was a
on my
nice
part.
home. We might have, you
Yeah,
know.
we did go in a couple of homes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right, Mike. By like that summer, because I think at first, like everybody else, we were like, okay, and like I got the vaccines, and I get that. But at first, we were kind of like, well, all right, we'll play. You know, I understand. But once we were like, no one's dying from this.
No, yeah, but I mean, I still had to wear if I wanted to go into a restaurant or something. You still had to wear a mask.
They brought masks
Walking through
back.
the
I saw in
airport.
some places already, right? I don't want to talk about COVID. It fucking drives me nuts. What else you guys have?
I heard an interesting. Steve started playing an interesting voicemail before you walked in.
Oh, is that right?
Oh.
It's about someone we talked about earlier. But we kind of moved past it.
Oh, I want to hear it.
Hey, Steve, it's Bradley. It's about
Oh,
8 o'clock here. Sorry for the early call, but the situation we were talking about yesterday
hold on.
seems to be escalating.
Should you be playing this or no?
The situation is worse.
Maybe not.
Well, that's fine. So before you play him, I mean, more of the situation. So what, did something happen to his home or was there an attack or something? Well,
No,
guess there was an attack,
I think he was concerned about how you were referring to him on the show.
Operation Seamus has gone awry.
how'd I refer to him?
I think you called out the professionalism of his
Lack of.
show booking.
Lack of
technique.
professionalism.
Yes,
yes.
You were critical of his strategies.
This is Bradley now trying to win Steve over.
Not trying to recruit Steve. To,
Okay,
to
go ahead. Sorry,
Call
Brad.
off the dogs.
I thought Kirk would have his little rant and he'd move on from it and, just get over it. But apparently the show account, produced by the one and only Dave Cullennane, is now posting highlights of him trashing me and the network. And it's gotten to the point where executives at the network are aware of the situation.
Hold on. Go back. Hold on. I thought Kirk would do his rant, but it's gotten even crazier. Dave Cullennane has posted clips of this on social media.
I didn't think we'd stoop to those levels.
Who would have thought that was going to happen? We're going to put this all the way up the flag. So what's the guy's name? Brian Ruddy?
I rather doubt Chris Ruddy has
Chris Ruddy.
this on his radar.
But the executives.
Yeah.
God, let me hear Brad some more.
But what
John
was remarkable?
Marks.
What was remarkable to me about this is that the video that he was commenting on was published at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And
8:01?
Maybe 8:01.
No, I'm saying, is that when he called you or no?
8:11.
He said it was 8, right?
Wait,
He said
10
it's about
minutes.
8 o'clock.
So
Yeah.
from 8 o'clock to 8:11, this video had already skyrocketed right to brass.
All the way up?
So they might have they might have alerts on for you. I would think. I don't know how else they would get it that
Are you suggesting
quickly.
that Bradley Stein is full of shit?
I'm saying that he might have been misleading me about the seriousness of the problem here.
I like that he's like, I was cool with Kirk having his little rant there.
Right.
Like he let you do that.
I like the idea that everything in Bradley Stein's world is this, though. Like, he's at the end of this message, he's like, Steve, tell you what. Okay, so here it is. You can call me back. I'm going to talk to a couple of people and see if I'm willing to answer this phone call. Then we have the conversation. I think everything in Bradley Stein's world is like, you have to pitch something to him. That's what I think it should be. Well, his entire existence.
I'm picturing you in a top hat with a baton.
Exactly.
Bradley, get ready.
What bugged me was in his first call, he was like, now I just want you to know this isn't going to affect your relationship with Newsmax.
Well, here's the crux
And
of
I'm
it,
like,
Mike. See, now he's
I'm like,
or will it?
Mr. Stein, I was doing Newsmax when you were still in high school.
Wow.
Like,
Oh,
I know people
What was this
way
podcast called?
above you. The Stein time.
when he was doing Stein time, you were killing on Newsmax.
But I mean, just like he was basically suggesting, like,
well, have you been on Newsmax since?
I haven't. No.
Well,
he might be the gatekeeper.
it's all
there.
over.
But he was kind of suggesting, like, if you don't reach out to Kirk and get him to shut the bleep up, maybe those good Newsmax hits stop coming.
Things are going to be pretty difficult for you.
You getting
around
paid
here.
for those hits or no?
No.
Okay. That's a good point. Jerry's doing
I
it.
was saying, have you ever gotten paid for a news hit?
O'Reilly, I did. Go ahead.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Not to pursue any type of action, but from what I gather, the brass here are not happy with it,
Action?
and they also don't
Yeah.
like the fact that somebody
Hey, listen, I'm not going to sue him.
who works for the network is getting just shellacked in the way that I am by Kirk. So listen, if you can, I know you know how to navigate Kirk better than most. If you could just reach out
No,
to
listen.
Wow, the puppet
and
master
see
of
if you could
Kirk.
have them
Yeah,
tamp
I know
it
you're working
down.
this
I don't
guy
need
with
an apology.
strings.
I don't need anything like that, but
So let's just game plan that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's call Bradley back. Call him back. Give him a call, Steve.
But listen, he doesn't need an apology.
Because I want Steve back on Newsmax, Mike. I mean, that doesn't
We
seem
all do.
fair. It's
America
not,
does,
It's not
yeah.
Steve's fault.
Yeah. Even the left is like, I kind of miss hearing him on there. You know?
Don't text him first, Steve. Just give him a call. What's that, Steve?
I'm trying to call him.
Trying to call him. How many high school basketball players have dropped dead during this conversation? 80? 90 probably?
Yeah, Chick-fil-A. Just calling a random number.
Well, I don't think it's right. Thanks, Steve. I don't think it's right that these affecting Steve's work. That's
what I'm saying.
That's
What did I do?
Trying to put the screws to him. Yeah.
I was trying to help you guys out. There was a guy with the news. There's a guy who reports the news. I was trying to put two and
I
two
told you
together.
when you said to me, I'm very happy to come on. You said the guy was a big fan. That's what you said.
He told me he was a Minute fan.
Right. I'm not saying he is or isn't, but I said sure. Now I'm somebody who's had some success in my career. I don't think I need to tap dance for Newsmax for a free spot that no one's going to fucking watch anyway. Right. And then I'm talking about Anna Walsh, like whatever. Okay, great. And then I'm going to criticize the guy if he's a big enough fan of the show. Have a thick skin. God knows he does. He's a fucking hideous fat pig. Just take the beating and move on. I was ready to move on to it. Now this message annoys me more. He's fucking cock blocking Steve, and now he's like saying, Steve, play your mind games on Kirk.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I just want to play that one out though. So, hey Kirk, I connected you with Bradley Stein, and he's not really dealing well with the pressure. His feelings are kind of hurt. You're making things difficult for him at his job.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
could you just go ahead and not talk about him anymore in your show?
Sure. Oh no, of course. Yeah, I never thought of that. It's all done. No problem.
Oh, good. There's one nice.
Yeah,
This
so
one's
Steve can
swimming.
go on and talk about some, high school principal in wherever,
Oh, you know the stories.
Yeah, I mean, the greatest hits, bring it on.
We could make things very uncomfortable for you. We'll put you back on statue removal.
That Ziggy's looking pretty healthy, Steve. Pretty healthy. I'd hate to see something happen to it. I mean,
The wires are cut on the Sprinter van brakes.
Jesus. So then, to be clear, as of right now, they are not looking to take legal action against me.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, for saying
That's a relief, huh?
that Bradley Stein I hope he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wouldn't say it again.
I don't think that's slander or libel.
No, I hope. I mean, I'm not
making a
encouraging
prediction. I don't think is.
Oh, he's certainly going to die soon. I mean, he's fat as he is. Another great athlete cut down his prime, probably. Competitive eater.
I don't think he's taken the vaccine. He strikes me as the guy who's skeptical out front.
Disagree. He strikes me
guns.
as a GCVP, Gerry Callahan vaccine pussy. All talk and then first one in line with that arm out. Jab me up, baby. Jab me up. As I said the other day, you give Turtleboy all those other people credit. Whether I think the thing's nuts, but this children's hospital guy who was in Boston the other day. Billboard Chris.
Act like you don't know who he is. Billboard Chris.
I don't know who he is. Jerry says he's the greatest guy in the world, but push comes to shove that day, Jerry doesn't have that sign. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
you believe in enough?
Were they handing out those signs?
Yes, Turtleboy had one on.
I think Turtleboy might have brought one.
So what? Go there if you're Jerry. Be part of it.
But he wasn't going to go there.
Why? It's in Boston. He lives in Boston.
No, he was just going for a walk.
No, the next day, though, when he was doing the actual protest, why wasn't he there if he cares that much about it?
Oh, I thought he was there for the protest.
No, I don't believe he was.
Oh.
Maybe if I'm wrong, I apologize.
Yeah, I think he was.
But Jerry's
just there
gotten
on
like
Saturday.
70 vaccines. So, I mean, I think Bradley Stein's like that.
Where's your arts and crafts section? You need to make a poster.
It was kind of crazy that they had 150 cops out there to protect a guy who just like wears a sign and stands outside of.
Here's the difference between the
left-wing
Gerry
hospitals.
Callahan show and the Kirk Minahan show. Gerry Callahan show has Billboard Chris. We have Billboard Chart Guy.
That's right.
I'll take Billboard Chart Guy all day.
Yeah.
He's a drip too, but at least he's a harmless drip.
He has a lot of good opinions on music too.
And I was amazing is the minute I saw this story on the hockey player, I swear to the life of my children, this is true. I said, I'm going to go to Jerry's account and he's going to quote tweet the story and say, real courage in 2023. And it was verbatim. I had it right. I pumped my fist. I was like, yes.
I can't read a Jerry tweet without hearing it
voice.
and you doing the Jerry
Real
voice.
courage in 2023. Well, so Bradley Stein has said that the upper. Do you know who he would be talking about?
I really don't know.
Was it
I don't
chaos
know like
in
who
those
his
10
bosses
minutes
are.
between 8 and 11 minutes?
Had to have been. I mean, that's at least the vision that he painted for me was that there were, in those 10 minutes, there was already enough time for producers and executives to pull him aside and say,
How regular were your appearances pre-Minahan v. Stein?
I would say.
Which is how everyone measures time, by the way.
That's how I do it.
Yeah.
I would say once every 2 weeks, maybe.
Okay. Not thrice weekly.
No, not thrice weekly.
Okay. Once every 2 weeks.
Thrice,
So it's
thrice
possible you
weekly,
wouldn't
we
have
got
been
to start talking about some cheddar.
Yeah.
It's very much story driven, and we were talking about coming on, having me on about the slave labor solar panels that the government has put up in Augusta.
I saw that. You should have that story.
That's a dynamite investigation.
I agree. You should also do an investigation into the 15th hole of Tabors, the mini golf course. I do not like the way that hole is set up. Okay. I would make a story on that. That I would promote.
But it's possible that Stein hasn't wielded his power yet.
No, people like that work.
Yeah.
History moves very slowly, Mike.
Right, I understand.
He's not reactionary.
Right.
No, Stein's not that kind of guy. He doesn't seem like the kind.
Methodical.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like he has any weaknesses to me at all. Like I see he has no, he's a very
sensitivities.
Well, I just think he's very disciplined. There's no part of his life that suggests the man has no discipline.
Okay.
I don't see it. This guy looks like honestly, probably worse than Merchant in terms of my toughest competitor.
Really?
Stein's gonna be the guy who brings me down.
Oh, a real chess match.
Yeah.
Brewing here.
Yeah, Stein is going to be the guy, and like Stein calls me every day, leaves me messages like a different train just going by every day. It's like I'm just checking in, Wedgemere. How you doing?
My advice for him would be just to take his
Conductor
licks,
Stein calling.
take those
The
licks.
812 is looking pretty smooth, Minahan. Pretty smooth. What's that, Steve?
My advice to him would be to take those licks and learn a lesson from this. Like, you can't, when you reach out to someone who is an established major talent, you don't say make the case for us to book you.
I would say
you
even
say,
a minor talent who hasn't reached out to you.
Yeah, I mean,
no, but if it's I mean, there's a case for that. But you reach out and you say, hey, here's the story as I understand it. Here's what we would like to talk with Kirk about. We want him at this time. Can you do it?
And by the way, if they reach out like 2 hours later, like, hey, you know what, doesn't work for us, or hey, would I like do a thing next day, lose my mind? Yes. But would it be like this? No. But if like, hey, we got to bump you some fucking thing, I'd be like, well, that's life. I understand that. But to say,
It's show
hey,
business.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's a business of show, baby. But if they said to me, hey, tap dance for us and tell me why. And then, I'll throw up the flagpole and see what the boys at Newsmax think about this. What? That's fucking crazy. Crazy. By the way, did you see your buddy downstairs at all?
I did not. No.
You should make the rounds.
No,
while you're
I
here.
still here.
I sprinted through past those dog-sized roaches you guys have down there.
Shit. Not much has changed in the building, I don't think. The church is still there.
More power outages.
We had power outages the other day. That's true.
I suppose we always struggled with utilities.
Yes, we certainly
Not
did.
that often, no, really.
I felt like you were always saying
The thermostat was always messy.
Right.
And the
Barstool
bills wouldn't get paid.
Barstool wouldn't pay the
Barstool
bills.
would forget to pay the bills
That's
a couple
true.
of times.
I enjoyed Dave's portrayal of a community effort to get the power back on the other day.
No, unbelievable.
The mural's coming along well, though.
Slowly but surely. Yes, beautiful background for people watching on YouTube. It's what we care about most. Now look at that. We have the paint your life picture, two of the same picture, essentially. I don't know what this is. It's some ripped up thing. I don't know what the fuck that is. So I don't even know.
I think that was, if memory serves, that was a letter from the VFW Hall.
Oh, yes, because they praised you equally with me, correct? Yes. That's only a fair reaction. Which ties in perfectly to BetterHelp, as a matter of fact. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. When you're at your best, you can do great things. That is very true. When you're feeling down, it is tough to do anything. I have times where it's just tough to get out of bed in the morning. That's where BetterHelp, a therapist for sure, can get closer to the best version of you. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. Great option, convenient, affordable, entirely online, flexible. What you do is you fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. People reach out to me all the time, say they've done it, and I do appreciate that. And if it makes you feel better, fantastic. Like I said, if it's 2 or 3 therapists to find the right one, that is not unusual at all. Don't feel like you've failed if you go somewhere and it doesn't work out the first time. That happens way more often than not. Therapy can get you to a more empowered life. Visit BetterHelp.com/Kirk10, BetterHelp.com/Kirk10 today. You get 10% off your first month. BetterHelp.com, BetterHelp.com/KIRK. Steve, would you like to talk to the people? I think.
Yeah, I want to. Hopefully, I still know how to do these calls.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, YouTube is working. Okay, people are messaging us.
Yeah, I didn't. The audio was working, but the video wasn't up. Dave didn't include it in his instructions. But I'm gonna take that one. I should have known better.
It happens. Don't worry about it. You're following Dave's instructions right now. You said for the phone or no? Or you know what you're doing?
No. I think I know how to set up the
same as before. It hasn't changed. Okay.
I don't think so.
We'll have to find out.
Dave's instructions. Number 1, have fun.
That's it. Just
Don't forget to smile.
sure to have a good time. Jesus. You know what's really sad? I'm right about a lot of things. I don't think I've ever been more right about somebody than Brady. I just nailed it. Fucking nailed it.
In what way?
Just weirdo. His post-playing career is weird. And by the way, his post-playing career is like after the Patriots. It's just weird. It's just been a strange existence.
Is he dating that girl? Has there ever been?
I have no idea. I remember. What's up, Steve?
Hey, caller, do we have you?
What are you doing? What? Caller? Hold on. I'll let you wait till the
No. I'm trying to see if I actually have it working.
Caller, do we have you? Are you there?
Cleveland, hello. My Larry is my Jerry. My Jerry is my Larry. But like he's gonna play for like the Raiders next year. At that point, or Miami. At that point, like you're now in your third team. You're like a journeyman almost.
Yeah.
46. Like what?
Well, I mean, it's not like people are gonna forget. He won a Super Bowl with the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know?
So I thought about this too. That's my other thing. He's won 4 Super Bowls. So the Tampa Super Bowl doesn't count. It was during the pandemic. No one's in the crowd for the games. That doesn't count. Okay. First Rams Super Bowl, he was terrible. Last Rams Super Bowl, he was terrible. I'll give him
people were in the crowd, no?
Not really though, but not for the playoff games. I don't think.
Yeah, you might be right. I can't remember.
4 Super Bowls. That's what he's won. It's tied with Montana.
What were the other 2 you're describing?
Terrible in both Rams Super Bowl wins. Terrible. Did nothing.
I just think it's funny that he and Giselle both lost so much money on FTX.
Another thing.
When their commercial, that's like, if you were play acting a Ponzi scheme, that's what it would look like. Yeah. Your wealthy connected friend calls you up and is like, "Hey George, we're making money. You want to put some money in this?"
True.
It's
If
like,
I'm gonna rip Jersey Jerry, I mean Brady is way worse.
Literally, it was one of the most trusted people in New England media saying, "Hey, if you're a bartender or a construction worker, come put some money into this."
Should be in prison. I agree with you on that. I remember fighting with Jerry over the years because Jerry would always say, "There's gonna be TB12s in every town in America," and I remember this, Mike. I would say he's too weird. It feels like Scientology. So far, I'm right on that one. You see,
yeah, but I don't think
Scientology's
anyone would
been
have
pretty
agreed with
profitable.
Gerry at that there would have been TB12s.
but do you see TB12 has done nothing. That brand is nowhere.
Right.
Nowhere. Nothing. And by the way, it should be everywhere. The guy is like 45. He's still great. If he was a normal guy, like as opposed to this weird thing he does,
Yeah.
it would be enormous. Oh, it would be
If
enormous.
Joe Montana was selling health supplements and fucking...
No, but that's what I'm saying. If he did it in a normal way, he would make a fucking fortune. All people care about now in the world is stuff like that.
I think it'd have been more successful if
And Guerrero
he
is such a creep. That's
didn't
the
go
other
to, if he didn't go to Tampa Bay, if he just went out on top as a New England Patriot and then turned and focused on running the TB12 clinics.
I
He
guess.
could have carried some momentum into it, but now it's just like
the
he's
Guerrero
kind of faded
factor, too,
away.
it just feels weird. His post-playing career is going to be so bizarre. He's so weird. And now he's going to go play for Josh McDaniels or somebody in Las Vegas for fucking Mark Davis on his third team. He's going to go like 5 and 12. It's going to be sad.
He's single, looking to mingle too.
Yeah, I guess.
straight.
I don't know. He's still my top 30 quarterbacks ever, but he is sinking fast.
Sweet of you.
Fast. I'm a Bledsoe guy. Still am. But like you can't do it. But guys like Mike are like they have Brady blinders. They're just homers. But like it's
Probably true, but I wouldn't say I'm the worst of
yeah.
of Patriots fans.
It's just a sad thing to see. You and him.
I liked watching him play football, but I agree with you. He's definitely a weirdo.
Oh, he's a very weird guy. I've said that before. That if I, growing up a Tom Brady fan, if I were to hang out with Tom Brady today, I feel like I would be the one to be like, let's not do this again.
Sure,
Like,
he was always very nice. It's just I don't know. Do you tweet out the number, Steve? No.
a little rusty, Kirk.
What is the number?
Who knows?
The number is 814-277
Harrison. Tweet it out.
KIRK.
Did he tweet out earlier, Harrison, or no?
That, by the way, might be the second time that's actually been said on
I don't
air.
even know what it is. I heard it. I don't know what it is. There's a new Twitter account, Mike. KMS late start, 9:30 start time is a new account I just saw on Twitter. Jesus, give me a
all it
break.
takes.
It's one
It's
show.
one day.
Tough
15
crowd.
minutes late.
Jesus. Are people ready to talk? Do you have the thing set up, Steve, or no?
No, not
Please
yet.
enter your show or meeting number and press pound.
It's like the old days.
Enter your 6-digit PIN number.
Oh boy.
Yep, and everyone's got it.
Welcome.
All right, we're ready now.
Manage your callers.
I'll wait for the people to call in. I just retweeted.
Oh, no, we got a bunch of calls.
Call you
bunch of
there.
calls.
Yeah, we got a bunch of calls. I just
Hello,
told
you're
you
first up
introduction.
with Kirk Minahan, Mike Geary, blindmike.net, and Steve Robinson. Uh-huh. Hello.
You there, caller?
Kirk?
There we go.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Good job with the call, Steve.
A little rusty.
Mike, I have a question for you. When you jerk off, do you have to use the TV as opposed to a laptop so you can see it?
That's a good
No,
question.
I use my phone. It's more about
Proximity?
yes.
Yeah.
The phone's actually better than laptop or TV
Yeah, I
because
can
I
see
can
that.
hold it closer.
I could see that. I could see that.
I see. And Big Steve, welcome back.
Thank you.
What's your favorite Goebbels speech?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think I can name one, to be honest.
You can't really rank them, you know?
Leave some of the orphans.
I tell you, I have been watching Hunters on Amazon Prime.
The Al Pacino
Pretty good.
show?
Yeah, it's pretty
Is
good.
it good?
The first season is better, I think, than the second season.
They just dropped the second season.
Yeah,
Right?
the twist kind of. But
Pacino? Is it an
Pacino
Amazon
is
show?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pacino is
know
good.
Yeah. Is he good?
Yeah, it's worth giving it a watch. Pacino's good.
All right, well, maybe I'll give it a shot.
How is your vision doing, Mike? I remember when I left the show, you were that little hopeful patch was closing in.
Hard to say. I haven't noticed much worse.
Or do the Minifans still give you tips and tricks on how you might restore your vision?
Oh yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. I get a lot of articles sent to me.
Good. No?
That's helpful.
Yeah, I'm sure it's, yeah.
It shows they care.
That's true.
More than that, I get many articles now. I made the mistake of inserting myself into this egg crisis. And I get minimum 5 articles a day.
That's
sent
your
to me.
fault.
It's very real.
Well, I'll tell you, you know how good things are going at the main wire? I had 3 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast this morning.
Wow.
That's
3.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking billionaire. Jeez.
Look at him. Hello.
860, you're up.
Steve,
What's up?
this is Andy Mayo.
Hi.
Oh,
Oh my God, it's Andy! Oh, it's so good to hear from you.
This guy, Steve, you defang this guy so much. He's the biggest fanboy in the world now. It's pathetic.
Have you planned to do something funny, or are you just calling in? And
I actually hate him more as this iteration than the other one iteration.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I feel like I've wanted to take the opportunity. I did this in a DM to Steve to say sorry for being such an asshole and acknowledge that you've got my pelt on your belt. And yeah.
Well, that's nice though. A nice. You can't make a nice sentiment here. You know?
I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Oh, I've got Andy Mayo's pelt in my belt. You guys know that?
Well,
Bet you didn't know when I walked in here that I've got Andy Mayo's pelt in my belt.
You might want to send it to Bradley Stein. It might get you back on, Steve.
You send him a jar of mayo.
I'm gonna send out a press release.
Belt around it.
Send out a press release. A guy who used to call into a show and was sometimes funny has acknowledged. Well, that's true. Great. Thanks, Andy.
I like Andy.
I do. I appreciate that apology.
He was at the head of the whole pizza controversy.
I like Andy Mayo calling Bradley Stein and like out of breath, like, Bradley, you don't want to tango with this guy. You're making a big mistake.
You ever see his belt, Brad? Hello. I know Bradley Stein hasn't. Hello.
978, you're up.
Hey, Kirk.
Good morning.
Kirk, it's Bradley Stein. What's up, motherfucker?
Hey, whoa.
Hey, he's putting his money where his mouth
Shut the fuck up and sit in your van. I'm not in the mood for you backstabbing snake.
Wow.
Stein time.
Oh, man.
Bradley, I can understand your frustration with me, certainly. But, I mean, Steve was just trying to make a deal and trying to get me on Newsmax. Steve's an unfortunate casualty of war here.
Don't take the bread out of his mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Kirk, look at me. I can talk to Bradley and get him on voicemail. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's
the
something to
higher-ups
that.
are fucking angry, Kirk.
Yeah.
You hear me? The higher-ups are angry.
They're angry. Like who? What? Out of curiosity.
They're angry.
Like who?
And hey, blind Mike. It's none of your business, Kirk.
I'm sorry.
Let him
Brad.
go.
Yeah, it's true.
Mike,
Yes, Bradley.
I'm going to take Albo and show her how a man with vision works. That
wow.
far.
I have nothing to do with this,
That's
Bradley.
Wow.
I've been neutral.
Well, it's over now.
Well,
man.
you
Oh,
do
come
now,
on.
motherfucker.
Please, Bradley,
You
no.
do now.
That's all
I
I've
don't
got.
think it's
I'll
necessary.
come out and say it. I've had sex.
So you just discovered drops. I guess. They load up, Steve?
They are. 508, you're up.
Let's go.
Gonna have to rush home now.
Hey, good morning. Two quick questions. First of all, YouTube wants to know why you're wearing your wedding ring on your middle finger, Steve.
Because I've lost
Second
weight.
of all, what's with the
Archie Bunker did
craziness-
that. But... What's with the what?
How do they
The
know?
craziness of that whiteboard behind you, is that like the mind of...
Do you have a camera on you today?
This is set up the way that
Oh, I bet Dave
had it
did
set
that
up.
because Steve's here today, right?
So who's the camera
so,
not on?
so that whiteboard actually for people on YouTube,
Hopefully.
that whiteboard, that's
I agree.
that's Dave Cullennane's notes on season 2 of the case so far. If you're wondering, recycling that joke from a little while earlier.
That's fair. You play the hits. It's not a big deal. Oh, yeah.
He hung up.
Let me see the notes. Sandra,
tried it on me the first time, too.
Sandra equals sad. Oh, okay. I'm good. Sticky's pretty much got it covered.
That'd actually be more coherent.
Hello.
617, you're up.
Hello, Big Steve.
Hello.
Brian Stelter, straight from Davos.
Oh, boy. Who could forget this rivalry? Started in the
Tater.
state of Ohio, correct?
Yeah, maybe.
Was it when Trump was nominated, or is that not right?
No, I've disliked Brian
No, but you
Stelter
guys
for
had,
a
didn't you,
long
you
time.
had a real issue with the
Oh, yes,
convention.
yeah, at the convention. Yeah, he gave me a fake email.
Yes.
Didn't work out. They talk about another pelt in my belt. Where is he now?
It's true.
Not working.
It's a good point.
He's off, pleasing and flattering some authoritarians in Davos.
You've got... All right, go ahead, Colin.
Turkey,
Yes.
it's funny that you're with Steve because I'm with a good friend of yours. I met him in a bathhouse, Mr. Martin Walsh.
Oh, hold on. Wait. a minute.
Yes, Marty Walsh is at Davos.
I saw that. I saw Marty.
He said
Oh, go
you
ahead.
were a real wise guy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Thank you, Brian. I was flipping around yesterday or the other day, and I think I came up on CNBC or something. And Marty Walsh was a guest talking about the economy and like how they're going to fix it. And I was like, why am I living in this country?
And you were just thinking that could have been me if
I'm like, how is this? He's like, yeah, we're certainly doing things. Like, we understand that gas is expensive right now. People got to take care of their bills. I'm like, this is the fucking labor secretary of the United States of America.
I just wish I could be embedded as a reporter following him around Davos because you've got all these people who are like billionaires, super
That's where he was.
successful.
Yeah, I saw
They're talking about like macroeconomics and 30-year trends, and Marty's just sitting there, a little bit of drool coming down his chin.
There's like breakfast is on his shirt. It's exactly. You saw people skiing in the background, look beautiful. He's like, I'll tell you right now, people don't like to live paycheck to paycheck. I'm like, oh, good, fantastic. He's like, 8th in line to be president of the United States.
Still a better mayor than Michelle Wu.
It's all the same at this point.
Well, that's true.
Hello.
Both sides suck.
You're right, Steve. Hello.
Good morning. I was looking to speak with Kirk Minahan.
He is here.
Good morning. This is Jim Bragstock from the Lexington Public Library Systems. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you, Mr. Bragstock.
Well, just want to start off, Kirk. We appreciate all of our parent volunteers, and you're no exception to that. But we've received some complaints about your behavior at the circulation desk.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm willing to hear it. I'm always open to criticism.
Sure thing. So just last week, a third grader returned a copy of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Yeah.
To which you exclaimed, and this is a quote, what do you have, sticky popsicle fingers? This book jacket looks like an abortion.
I don't think
you then asked your producer to play a toilet flushing, and it's odd that you bring your producer along.
Might be time to play that now, Steve. Now think of it. Of course, I'm a librarian at the town library, Mike. I'm a school librarian.
Right.
Mr. Bragstock is mistaken, which is fine, but he just doesn't have the right information.
You can see where it would be silly if you behaved the way you do here and there, though.
Sure. Percy Jackson's a fine series. Harry read it. It's a fine work of literature from, I believe, Rick Riordan was the author of that series.
978, you're up.
Hey, Kirk, it's Dan and Wolfboro. I've got some unfortunate news.
Go ahead. There's a Chris Clemmer hater, I believe, right? Or no, is that wrong?
Oh, is that right?
Yes, I am. I'm probably the biggest Chris Clemmer hater out of all of the Minute fans, but I'm not here to talk about that fucking skinny nobody.
Okay.
Last 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
There's two grocery stores in Wolfboro, and one of them burned to the ground.
Dan, first of all, A, I'm aware of the two, and B, I'm aware one burned to the ground. Believe me, I have plenty of grocery store updates on my Twitter feed.
Oh, you know? So what's the grocery store called then, Kirk?
It is called Wolfboro's Groceries, Gifts, Gags, and Laughs.
You nailed it. Good one.
Okay, thanks for the call, Dan. All right, goodbye.
By the way, speaking of grocery stores, Shane being a Maine guy and not knowing that there were IGAs
That's
in Maine.
Bad. That was bad.
That
was
tell.
bad. That was a tell.
Maybe he just blocks out all the other grocery
Well, hold on for a second. Tell of what? He's not from Maine?
It could be. But hey, I didn't know about other Rennies until I was 18.
It's fair, Mike. I'm ripping Gerry for not knowing stuff, and I get Shane on, and I'm assuming he's a guy from Maine who works in but I know as much as Gerry does about the drug guy.
You'd think he would study yeah, right, exactly.
Huh.
Yeah, right. You know nothing about this.
You have a self-reflection here. It's almost like we're bringing random people into the studio.
Yeah.
Huh.
Who knows what he's doing with the funds from that history podcast that he does?
Oh my God, which we're promoting to the moon. Are they loaded up, Steve?
They are loaded up.
But that would be like give Mike an equivalent. Like it's not Stop and Shop quite, but Cumberland Farms, say maybe.
Yeah, I mean Cumberland Farms is maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah,
Big Y was a Western Mass.
Big Y would be good, Mike. That's a good one. Yeah, for sure. Which is a fine supermarket.
Certainly is. Yeah.
But IGA is a little more mom and pop.
Yeah, definitely smaller franchises.
I bet there's at least 20.
What does the I stand for?
There's one in Skowhegan. There's one in Cape Elizabeth. There's one in Orono.
Incredible.
I know it's the grocers.
International. I don't know.
How is it mom and pop?
But it's like smaller. Like it's a smaller chain. I'm saying it's not like a it's not like a Hannaford, say.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think they're more like they franchise out. So independent people are running a grocery store and they carry IGA brand stuff. There's one in Dexter.
Seems like Dexter's a fucking metropolis, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there's that much. Is there a movie theater there?
It's really built up.
No movie theater.
Okay.
But you got a Subway.
They have its own library.
Wow.
Yes, it's actually got a very nice old classical library.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what they do there anymore.
Maybe like a restaurant that's not.
It's a troubled history with restaurants. They open, they close, they open again, they close again.
Sure, that can
happen. It's tough to run one.
Restaurants
for a
very tricky business.
It is.
You know that.
Yeah.
Any bed and breakfast updates?
No, not yet. Looking around at properties in Maine.
Sure.
The real estate market is just so messed up right now.
Crazy. Yeah. My advice to people out there would be to wait.
I think
at some point.
I think it's in the process of bursting. I think there's a lot of people who saw dollar signs with their house, put it on the market, and they think that they're going to be able to sell it for $200,000 to $300,000 more than they're going to be able to get for it.
That's starting to happen now.
That realization, I think, is going to be a hard one.
Hello. A little advice for you kids out there.
774.
It's good to know.
Hello.
Did you write that down, Mike?
Right up here.
Good.
Steel
Hello.
trap.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Morning, I think.
I have a question for Kirk, and I have 2 questions for Steve.
Oh, Steve, I don't know if you've dealt with this guy yet. I don't know if you know this
Not sure I have.
Go ahead. You can ask me my question first if you'd like.
Kirk, who do you think has the bigger penis, John Henry or Jeff D-Lo?
Oh,
I mean, come on.
I mean, look, that's, I mean, Jeff D-Lo, I think has a massive penis. I mean, we've seen photographic evidence of that. I don't know about Mr. Henry's penis. I just go with what I know.
Well, put it this way: we've seen them both in pants, and there's only been one that was clear.
Yeah, have you seen that Jeff D-Lo pictures?
I have.
Yeah, it's impressive, right?
Now we know why he walks with a limp.
It's true, I guess. You have two questions for Steve.
Yes.
Okay.
First question, Steve. If you had to pick one, which female Democrat that you want to have sex with?
Does Tulsi Gabbard still count?
No.
No?
God doesn't even acknowledge that as a question.
So you have to, he's a pick of any female Democrat caller? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Jeez.
AOC?
Well, I guess, AOC's not bad looking.
Vice President Harris, no?
No, the cackle.
AOC.
Yep, I'll go with AOC.
All right. Second question.
Second question. Who do you hate more, Manners or Linda Marks?
Probably Manners. I don't really hate Linda Marks. I just think she ripped us off.
Yeah, she's dishonest. But
yeah, I was gonna say you're trying to pull together an event here, and one of your performers sandbags you.
Totally. Thanks for the call.
But you have actual hatred for Manners.
Yes.
You still do.
Yeah, I hope Manners dies.
As do we all.
That seems harsh.
Seems harsh when other people say it. And when I hear it, I'm like, wow, that seems like a really harsh thing to say about somebody. But you know what? It's fine.
Right, I understand.
Is it that you hope he dies, or if he dies, you're just like
you wouldn't care?
I'll just say, go out and get your boosters, Manners. Go out and get your boosters.
He's a real athlete.
651.
Hey, I have a question for Mike.
Yo.
How would you compare your eyesight from now compared to when you were like in grade school, per se? Like, is it worse, better?
Much worse.
What do you think?
Much worse. I use a cane now. I didn't need that to get around when I was a kid.
Like 90% worse, 50. What are you thinking?
I mean, I don't really know how to put a percentage on it, but 50 would probably be closer than 90, I would say.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Go on with your day.
Hey, look,
go back to
just
work.
thank you like he's adding it to the report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, fucking liar. Okay.
Some people try to be funny.
But this guy wants information.
Some people take another tack.
Hello.
Yes. In 1960, Peggy Lawton added prepackaged bakery products and chocolate chip cookies to their line.
Yeah.
It was an indifferent success. In 1963, Lawton Wolf, or the principal of Peggy Lawton, discovered if he put the chafe from the walnuts, the dust, into the cookies, it made the flavor sing. It did to cookies what butter does to popcorn. And he called that secret ingredient his nut dust. So nut dust is the secret ingredient of Peggy Lawton cookies.
That's fun.
I grew up in Walpole.
You've been eating nut dust. How do you feel?
Who was Terrence Hogan was the maintenance man at Peggy Lawton.
Go ahead, continue.
He ended up stealing the recipe. So if you grew up in Walpole in the late 70s, 80s.
I did not.
There was a cookie line called Hoagie Bear Cookies.
Is that true? That's interesting.
Terrence Hogan. What's
Peggy
Hulk Hogan's
Lawton
role?
versus Hoagie
Terry
Bear
Bollea.
Cookies, the lawsuit.
Will
So
do.
basically, Hoagie Bear was exactly the same cookie as Peggy Lawton with the secret nut dust ingredient.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Also, Forrest Mars was allergic to peanuts. You know that, Mike?
That's a good way to...
Well, I've not had a Peggy Lawton cookie in almost 2 years now.
That's a good... what was it, like Jerry Springer did his final thought or whatever?
Yes.
That'd be a great walk-off.
Yes.
Forrest Mars was allergic
to peanuts. Hello. I know you hate him, Mike, but it's a funny line.
401, you're up.
I don't hate him.
You hate him.
He's a good man.
Hey guys, this is Matt from Tony's Fuck Down Emporium.
Wow. This is interesting. Have you heard this caller at all, Steve, lately?
I don't know if I have.
Okay. Hello, yes.
Okay. What's the buzz around town here? Dave's not at work today?
Dave is not at work today. Dave is taking a day off.
Could you give him a message for me?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
Just let him know that the doll is not going to be ready for pickup today after it gets out of work. Long story short, it was in for a cleaning. I couldn't find it. I went outside and looked behind the dumpster, and 6 of my employees had formed a semicircle, and they were just going to town on it. Again, I'm really, really sorry, but those employees have been let go, and I'm just going to this week overnight because this all totally goes over.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm sorry that's going on.
Can I say I'm no businessman? This is an unorthodox way to conduct. Why would you be calling us about that?
Also, why? I mean, these people are. You're not keeping an eye on your employees, caller?
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, okay. Are they loaded up, Steve?
They are loaded up.
Hello.
Good morning, guys. Great to have Big Steve back.
Yes, it's always great to have Steve back. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. The first question is, when you were talking about the menu for the Jon Stewart event, shouldn't there be buffalo mac and cheese?
We said that
on the menu.
We said that afterwards. Yes, we mentioned that. Yeah, there should be. But again, you have to talk. I'm not going to tell Da Vinci how to paint. When somebody simplifies a menu, they simplify a menu. I'm not going to get in the way of that.
It would really pain Justin to add an option to that menu.
It's going to take one out.
This took me so long.
Yeah, no, it's it's a beautiful mind. You can't. I mean, what goes? The steak tips or the salad at that point?
Right.
Or the Alfredo.
Yeah. It'd be tough to get rid of the tips of the Alfredo because it's like then you're not.
I guess you get rid of the Alfredo then, right? Or right, but yeah, that would make the most sense. Steak tips, salad,
get rid of some sort of pasta.
Yeah, right. I think so.
It does make sense.
All right, good.
That makes perfect sense.
The whole thing makes sense. Yeah. Hello.
781, you're up.
Hey, Steve, why are you wearing your wedding ring on your middle finger?
Because when I originally had it fitted, I was a lot heavier than I am now, and I've resisted calls for it to be resized.
Did we just do this?
Because
we're just tuning in, Mike. Stroke?
I'm under the impression that when the jewelers resize it, they're going to keep the gold that they take out of it, and I don't want them to keep that gold. So I just put it on my middle finger and count on gaining some weight someday.
That's why Steve was telling me he went to a Jewish jeweler.
Was that right?
Yes.
Oh, yes. What else?
Mike, what's your relationship with the Stillie's Clubhouse guy? He keeps saying that you're a fan of his. Is that true?
Someone messaged me about this. No, I don't know him at all.
Guy fucking stinks.
Okay, someone needs to clip this and tag him.
Well, I understand. We hate that guy, or I do anyway. Mike doesn't have to, but
I have to say, I did not miss the Minifans with these like petty little beefs over some guy who's got like 10 followers on Twitter and just call him talk shit about this guy. Talk shit about this guy.
Well, I don't disagree with him though. On this one, I don't like that guy. Don't like.
No, yeah, people have messaged me asking me that, but I don't know why he would think that. I don't know him one way or the other.
Gerry is now shitting all over, quote tweeting Greta Thunberg with thumbs up emojis. She's fucked now.
Well,
Gerry's on it.
Did you see what she did though?
Yes.
Like a totally fake, contrived arrest. Like the police are now conspiring with her.
I know, but I don't. I know I should care. I should care. I'm wrong not to care. I don't care.
As long as you admit you're wrong.
I'm wrong.
Another pelt on my belt.
You're on a roll right now.
Caller, go ahead.
Hello.
Hey, Kirk. It's Nathan Fielder. How are you doing?
Wow. It's kind of exciting.
Big get.
Hello, Nathan.
So I've been listening to your podcast for a number of years, and I know you're a big fan of Nathan For You, and I think me and you are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, have you watched my latest production, The Rehearsal?
Well, Nathan, if you know, I talked about it. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever watched on television.
I agree. How would you feel?
Yeah.
How would you feel if I did a rehearsal? You, Big Steve, Big Jack Cullennane, Dave, Blind Mike, and we do just a rehearsal of something that you want within the studio.
Okay. Sure. Yes.
Why is Big Jack involved?
I don't really know. I don't really know where this is going, but this is kind of his humor, Mike. You know, you just kind of go for the ride.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Nathan.
Huh. I like Nathan Fielder.
It's great.
Yeah, very much.
Huge talent.
Let's see, I got a bunch of people who've already called in today.
That's fine.
That's always a gamble. 508, you're
Dave
up.
just lets him on.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey guys, forgive me if you already talked about this, but did you talk about the Turtleboy article about the fraudulent nonprofit from yesterday?
We started the show with it.
I apologize, I wasn't listening. But have you talked about Jersey Jerry's role?
Yes, we started the show with it.
Do you have some? Do you have some new information?
Something we
I unfortunately do not.
We started the show with it. You got it.
I'm confused how people see Steve.
978, you're up.
I'm thinking Dave probably put.
There's a new camera feed where you and I are stacked and Kirk's off to the
Dave
side.
used to say it was impossible to have him on screen.
You see, he has no ego. That's Dave's thing.
I suppose that's
true. Dave's way of being like, I didn't worry about myself. You know, it's
right. Yeah. I'm not arrogant.
It's just so fucking aggravating. Hello.
Hey, Steve. Missed you. Calling with a question for Kirk. Have you seen the last episode of Foreplay? And Lurch returned.
I saw that.
And the tension.
Oh, I didn't see it.
God, the tension.
Really?
Just between him and Danny Rappaport. He shows up on the 10th hole.
Uh-huh.
And they play 9 holes together.
Sounds crazy already.
Uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Tension.
I like that. I will watch that then. Thank you for that tip. Thanks, buddy. I will watch that.
Interesting.
Huh.
Lurch was back just for a day? Or?
I guess. Yeah. I saw it. I didn't watch it yet. I will watch that. I like Lurch. Hello.
774, you're up.
Hey, Kirk, how we doing?
Great.
I had a friend his dad passed away. Now, he only has one dead parent. I wanted to know, I wonder if I could read my text to him and if it was, okay condolences to them.
Sure. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
I said, hey, bud, I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Hope you and your family are hanging in there. Period. Ended it with a period as well.
I think that's okay. Yeah. No?
It sounds good. No, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I
didn't know. No, I reached.
Those are always hard to do. I find those to be tough to do.
I think understated is good.
Yeah, I wouldn't call anybody bud, but yeah. Sorry to hear this happened. You know, you can do the bullshit. If there's anything I can do, you never called out on that. Then
I try not to do that for that reason.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, either way, be flexible on that one. But yeah, if I'm thinking of you or whatever, hang in there. That's fine.
And where's Dave interviewing today?
It's a good question. I don't know.
He's got to have.
He did bring skates with him. I did see that. So we'll find out. I think I'll have a big announcement for a new job hopefully on Friday's show. One can hope.
Rear Admiral's behind a desk. Right
I can see that. Yeah. Hello. One or two more, Steve, rather.
What mirror wear?
Thank you very much for that call. Appreciate it. It's in the elevator now, I think.
315. Oh, man, he hangs up. Okay.
Hello.
978, you're up.
Hey, this is Officer Phil McCooch with the Brunswick, Maine Animal Control Department.
Uh-oh.
I was looking for S.D. Robinson.
He's here.
Speaking.
S.D., I have a dog named Zigophilius Rex running wild on Main Street in Brunswick. No. He just bit someone named Jamal Smith.
Wait a minute.
Another woman named LaQuisha Jones.
No, I don't think that's true. This feels...
And he currently has a man named Ezra Rothstein cornered. I'm wondering how I can get this, quite frankly, vicious animal to stop attacking people.
Well, it just feels like it's random people, and he's on the attack.
Yeah, I mean,
men, women,
he's a good boy.
Yeah, huh?
He seems to only respond to German commands. Is that correct?
Okay.
No, why you know that, officer?
Nine! Ziggy, stop it!
Well, thank you, Officer McCooch.
He did another one.
Another one. I think we're good with calls, Steve.
He's actually the least professional animal control officer you've dealt with.
No, that's actually pretty nice. I would assume if a dog had actually bit somebody, you just shoot it. But
you should.
Right.
My advice.
Especially 3 or 4 people.
Yeah. Thanks for the calls. How is Ziggy doing?
He's doing good. His thing is actually people in wheelchairs.
What do you mean? His thing?
He's like he gets like real upset around people
Aggressive?
in wheelchairs.
Get up,
you
little lazy fuck.
Just like if he's growling, barking. People in wheelchairs.
It just seems odd to him or something?
I guess so. Yeah, like the electric wheelchairs. I don't know. Maybe it's the sound of it or something. Yeah, he gets freaked out by it. But
so he's anti. What is that? What would that be?
Ableist.
Ableist, right?
Yes, he is an ableist dog. Yeah,
he's okay with canes though.
God, I hope so.
Well, I've trained him. I was going to bring him in here.
Okay. We usually do.
If you ever need to get rid of Mike.
Yeah, true. Well, so all right, so Ziggy's good. Yes. Ziggy's good. Everything else is good. Health is good. Family's good.
Yeah. Everything's going pretty good. I'm happy to be in Maine. Happy to be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing a lot of writing.
Don't miss that open road?
I do from time to time, for sure. But the van got a little small near the end.
I would think so.
But it was, just waking up every morning and fly fishing was great.
Yeah. How's Ben?
He's good.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's good. Yeah.
Ben. Oh.
Took a big new job.
He what?
He took a big new job.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's doing good. Happy.
He'll be okay with the content of today's show? You'll run it by him before we post?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Good. I think that's necessary. Okay, good. Mike, what else you got?
I got nothing. BlindMike.net, folks. Come on over. Subscribe for the year. You get 2 months free.
2 months free. Yes. Where you just did a Quincy, right?
Just did a Quincy yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, with Craig.
That's right. As always.
What's the plan for the Portland State Theater?
We go big or go home. You know that, Steve. It'll be another big production. That's for sure.
Well, it's bigger than the Wilbur.
Yeah, I think the show will be. It'll be a show like the last one was. Those are shows.
It feels a lot bigger than the Wilbur. I think I texted you because I was at a music show there, but it just feels it's not.
Wilbur, you're stacked on top of each other. I don't know what's like that.
Yeah, I noticed that more. It's funny, Mike. I noticed that
on
more at the Chicklet show, maybe because we were so focused. But you're right. They are right on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's not like that at the seats in front are not like the ones at the Wilbur.
No, you're not stacked on. Well, there might be a little bit, but it's not like the Wilbur at all. Like the people who are in the nosebleeds are much, much further back.
Well, I'll see them all, Steve.
Of course,
as I do. I will make contact with everybody at these live.
But I think even the stage is bigger, so you can have more room to work with.
That's one of my demands.
But the acoustics were great. Yeah,
they better be.
There's no.
I hope so.
I'll do a whole set.
I didn't see as many ledges for you to pantomime like you were jumping off.
That's true.
So that might be an issue.
I did before the Chicklet show. I was standing there with Whitney. Whitney's like, "Is that the thing you were like hanging on?" I was like, "Boy, it does in retrospect seem very stupid."
I will say, as a warning to the Minute fans, it seems like the alcohol provision at the State Theater is maybe a little more narrow than it is at the Wilbur.
Oh, so what are you saying?
I'm saying that knowing the Minute fans, maybe plan ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
They might want to carry in a foreign load.
Not too worried about that. It'd be
are you doing pre-shows or anything?
We'll figure that out. We're gonna do something. I think. I know Mike wants to do Mike and the Minute Fan day before and day of. I was surprised to hear that.
Desperately, yeah. I've been begging.
He really wants to do that. I don't know. I think that feels like it'll be a weekend event with something Friday, not maybe even with us, but I think Dave's working on putting something together, I think.
Okay.
And then Saturday, people are just going to want to hang out. Hopefully, it could be 58 degrees or it could snow a foot.
True.
At the end of March. Probably it'll be like 42 and rainy or something.
I'm guessing it's going to be warm and wet. Global warming is really putting a cramp on the ice fishing style this year.
Is that right?
Maine just has not been cold.
You got
lakes that usually freeze over, not freezing over.
Real snow at all or no?
There's been a couple of real snowstorms, but it just melts. It's raining.
We haven't had anything. Even the one, what was it, yesterday? Or the day before was a pussy. So it was like 2 inches or something. It had nothing.
But I'm familiar with Portland, so Mike, if you want some locations to do Mike and the Minifans.
Again, I'm not.
Yeah, he wants a couple. He wants 6 or 8 locations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
I know. I see some good restaurants that would accommodate.
How about you do whatever you want, Mike. Even like if you want to go, great. We'd love to have you there. But
that's true. I technically haven't even been invited yet.
You're definitely invited.
Oh, all right.
Well, I don't know if you want to do any of the Blind Mike project while you're up there or not. I imagine the people will be there.
Interesting.
If you want to do a live show somewhere the night before, you should do it. If you don't want to, don't do it.
Okay. I'll still discuss it with Dave.
Yes, something at wherever. Do the State Theater the night before.
Okay.
Why not?
Hello, folks.
Yeah, I think if people would be, you have a loyal crowd. I'd go.
True. Yeah.
And by then, the Robinson, well, I don't know what it's going to be. The Steve Robinson Show, the Robinson Report. We wait.
That's the tough. It's not dissimilar. We mocked it at the time, but Jerry's big debate.
In this very room.
I call it podcast or show. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
Ask Cullennane. He has good ideas about that.
That doesn't feel like a show, though, Steve. Like you interviewing somebody doesn't feel like a show to me.
I think there will be.
You know what I mean, Mike?
There will be some shows that aren't explicitly interviews, but I do want it to
Steve
be
Robinson. On the Steve Robinson show, you should be focused on Steve Robinson, not a guest.
Yeah. Like who's your dream first guest?
Dream first guest? I mean, the biggest publicity, the biggest bang would be somebody like Tucker, and he has a house in Maine.
That's true. You can get him, right?
Potentially.
Yeah.
You should try to get Trump before Cullennane does.
That's never going to happen. I mean, Steve will get him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what his publicity strategy is going to be like. He's running for president, but he's not really too visible.
No,
he might be coming back to Twitter. He might not be coming back to Twitter. I don't know.
How about Howie? I would listen to that.
Yeah.
He's a huge New England, huge Maine guy.
Yes. Whatever you're allowed to discuss.
Mike Geary?
I'll do it.
I can do Mike, yeah.
I go like 2 years into it. He'll be way down, Steve, at that point. He'll have, whoever. That guy Shane from Meat Cutter. Making fun of
You didn't know there was an idea. I find that hard to believe. Yeah.
That is, yeah. Did you have a problem with that Meat Cutter thing, too? That was bullshit. Did you think that's what it was?
It's outrageous to have a problem with that.
I have a real problem with it.
I feel like Cullennane at some point in time described him as a meat cutter, and then that got stuck in your head.
That is probably
when he just works the meat counter.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose.
I understand the difference between butchery and deli meats for sure.
That's important.
I like it. So he's Shane the Butcher.
Yeah.
That's a better name.
It's a way better name. Way better.
I thought that was his Twitter. I thought his Twitter name was like Shane the Butcher or something.
I just saw he tweeted out during the show some podcast. He's doing the History of Minahan Show podcast. Now here it is. Kirk Minahan Show History Lesson Podcast is live. Episode 1, Steve deletes 5 minutes of audio.
Oh.
That's where it all starts, Steve.
He's got a real hard on for me so far.
Yeah.
He's a fan of yours.
I know. It's good. Two main guys who have made good.
I thought he did
stars.
I thought he did well in his in that episode he did the other day. The me versus K Marco.
Yeah, he did a good job. I needed a little quicker though.
Yeah, I understand that. Steve's point, though, I think Steve texted us back to you, Mike. I think I said this on the show. Steve's first reaction was, my first reaction was like, we were like actually kind of nice to K Marco most of the time.
Man, we were walking on eggshells.
Not even that, but I think we were just like, we just kind of want to do our thing. Like, we don't want to get, like.
I think you thought because he came on the show, maybe he's, I don't know if it's that he's ballsy or he's funnier than we realized or something.
Yeah, I think the Trump Jr. thing, not that we cared that much, but I think that's the one where, even before the other thing.
Yeah.
Where he was like, that guy's a dick. I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he just he had our number from the get-go. There was something he didn't like about you or something he didn't like about me.
Things kept piling up because there was something about, I sent something.
Yeah.
You might have asked me to write. I can't remember what it was, but I had to send it to Steve.
Trendy, right?
Steve sent it to K Marco, and K Marco was like, Mike's stuff doesn't go out.
Was it the trendy thing?
He was just,
I think it was even before that.
He was just this holier than thou. Like,
look, he's killing it.
You're lucky to be talking to me.
He's killing it right now. I don't want to get in his way. So that's on a roll. So anyway, go to the main wire, please. Where else, Steve? You have some other destinations.
Nope, just themainwire.com. You can check out all the reporting, New England area investigative reporting.
Good. Go there. Go to blindmike.net. And go to Simplisafe, of course. Property crimes like burglaries and package thefts spike over this time of the year, the winter. Now is the best time to secure your home with award-winning home security. Simplisafe, again, named the best home security system in 2022, third year in a row. 24/7 professional monitoring. Agents use Fast Protect technology, exclusively a Simplisafe product, to capture critical evidence and verify the threat is real so you can get priority police response. Complete whole home security. Sensors for every room, window, and door. HD cameras inside and out. Smarter ways to detect motion that alert you only when the threat is real. Customize the perfect system for your home in just a few minutes at simplisafe.com/Kirk. SIMPLISAFE.com/Kirk. Go today. Claim that free indoor security camera plus 20% off your order with interactive monitoring. Simplisafe.com/Kirk. There's no safe like Simplisafe. It says must say in parentheses after that, so it must be important. Simplisafe.com/Kirk. So we're back Friday. I'm the only one that'll be back Friday that's in this room right now in the studio.
Completely different show.
Dave Cullennane, I assume will be back. I don't know if he's interviewing for. I never thought of that. I would not put it past that.
That's
snake.
Interesting. Yeah.
Over at EI. He's got connections at Entercom. He used to work at Entercom, right?
He did. That'd be great if he was the afternoon producer now with Arcan, Mego, and Cullennane.
Let me pitch myself.
If you think about it, he did the Financial Exchange, where he fit right in on a financial news show.
That's true, Barry. Yeah.
He did the morning kind of light political show with BB and Kim Kerrigan.
Produced my podcast.
Hardcore, produced yours. He did the hardcore conservative stuff with Jerry, and he's done this. I mean,
he's yet to conquer sports.
Multi-talented.
He might get the night job at 98.5. Now that I think of it,
that'd be interesting.
Maybe he's applying for that right now.
YouTube battling it out, perhaps.
Yeah, what's Mutt going to do? Why'd they get rid of him?
I mean, they're just saving money. They somebody saved $10,000 or whatever.
Yeah. Would 98.5 hire Mutt, perhaps?
No,
I called it like 2 years ago. Everything moves towards syndication. That's where it's going to be just like one. There's going to be one sports guy in every time slot for the entire country.
You're not. I don't think you're wrong, but in the big markets, I think the difference now, Boston is they're not going to do that. But what they're going to do is literally pay the entire day part in total, like $150,000. Like here's $40,000 here, here's $60,000 here, and slash it by like 300%.
And if they ever get too big for their britches and start asking for more money, they'll just be like, all right, see
the
you
fuck
later.
out of here. We don't care. You're getting a 4 rating. We'll get somebody else and get a 3.8 and pay them $40,000 less. That's it. No, you know what, Mike? Somebody else asked me that. 98.5 doesn't do that. EI brings in them. They don't bring in EI people.
Yeah, but they haven't really had people move out that much. Touch and Rich have been there.
Until now.
Ooh, 98.5?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
With you interviewing for the night
Well, that's different. Yeah. I'm not really EI. I'm a Barstool. I'm like a bad boy.
But you know what I'm saying? The only chair that's even really moved is Bertrand from Zolak. I mean, I'm from Gresh.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I guess. But like, even then, like they put Jim Murray in there. Like they put Adam Jones at night. Like they're not going to. They have people there at night already. They're going to make less, and they're just going to put them there. They're not going to put a EI retread.
I suppose.
Mutt's great, but that's not what they're going to do. It's just not the way they operate.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it anyway. I don't know. We shall see. So I'm back here Friday with Dave and Mick, which I predict is not going to be a good show.
I disagree.
I could be wrong.
Although you have two alphas clashing, I think that might be an
Dave
issue.
and Mick.
Yes, yeah.
Tough. Go listen to the case. Go
should
download
have this
it.
one up by 7 tonight.
Perfect. Yeah. No rush. It doesn't matter. Go download the case. Subscribe. Do whatever. SaveItByMike.net. Go subscribe. Main Wire. Go do that as well. Steve, always good to see you. Welcome here anytime. We'll probably see you before March, right? Or maybe not.
Who knows? No,
It's almost February.
It's been months since the last time we saw him.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, if Dave wants to take another day off.
You're here to fill in for him?
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he is. All right. There you go. And hopefully, I feel like we made progress that you'll be all set now with Newsmax. I feel like we're in a good spot.
Yeah, I think we've greased the skids for the next appearance.
I believe that is true.
I think Bradley will be satisfied.
I think so. We will talk to you Friday. Goodbye.